Guys, welcome back. I wanted to do a video on meditation and talk about how I feel like a lot of people in our community, we talk about how important meditation is, but there is this really kind of structured, closed-in way that I feel like a lot of people talk about or think that meditation is supposed to be. And a lot of us are neurodivergent. I myself am neurodivergent. I definitely resonate with having ADHD. I like to use the term neurodivergent though, just because I feel like it is less of a label. I don't ever want to um, identify with something that isn't in my highest and best good. So, understanding that I process through things in a little different way, I thought it would be helpful to others to kind of discuss the different types of meditation there are because I've spoken with a number of clients and a number of friends who just have a really hard time sitting down and doing a traditional meditation where you just sit and be still. And I'll be honest that I struggle with that too. There are plenty of times that that is how I meditate, but there's also a lot of times that that's not how I meditate. Frankly, one of my favorite ways of doing meditation is moving meditation. I find doing something like cleaning or gardening or even going for a walk in nature are really great ways for me to move into a meditative state because I tend to be neurodivergent. It is sometimes hard for me to sit still. So going into something where my body is in use and that part of like the monkey brain can be, you know, entertained. Same thing with if I go into a flow state with doing art. That's another way that I can engage my body and that part of the restless part of myself is able to engage in something else so that I can move into more of a flow state and tap into that more divine energy matrix. So that is one of my favorite ways to enter meditation. Um, Guided meditations, there's so many online. That's another great example of having a meditation that will somewhat stimulate your mind without having you get distracted by all of the external things or the extra thoughts that are happening in the mind. Another one, if you want to try focusing on being more calm and still. A favorite one that I did that I didn't even realize before I understood what meditation was. I used to do this almost every morning, and now I realize how it was kind of spirit's way of preparing me for meditation. Before I'd have to get up, I would, just cozy down into my bed, or sometimes if I was sitting in a chair and I knew I was going to have to get up, I would spend like 5 or 10 minutes being in the present moment and just experiencing how wonderful it was to be in that present moment, how comfortable I was, the sensations I was feeling. And that's really what meditation is, that it's getting you out of the obsessive thinking or being in the future, in the past. So rarely are we in the present moment. And that is where so much of our energetic divine connection comes from, is being in that now moment. That is the best way for us to manifest things. That's why they teach you to do gratitude, because it's a very present practice. So taking some time to just, even if you only have 5 or 10 minutes, just finding a comfortable spot and just really feeling into that. Another one that I really enjoy doing is more of like a channeling type practice meditation. And that's where if I have something going on in my life or if there are questions, I'll go through the process. And I have this in another video where I center myself, I ground, I connect to source, I clear my container. And for me, it doesn't have to be a long process. That's something that honestly takes me maybe 30 seconds to a minute to do. And then I move into this portion of how I meditate. And it's, I will ask my team, my higher self, a question. And then I go into that listening portion of my um, consciousness where I just wait and hear what my team has to say to me. And I know for a lot of people, when you're first starting to do this, it's hard to trust, is that just me responding back, or is it, actually my team? Well, the reality is we're all one. I mean, yes, to both of those things. It's like, yes, it's your team, yes, it's you. We're all fractals of source. So in a lot of ways, yes. And again, as I've again mentioned in another video, Imagination is the language of spirit. So it's going to come through in your own voice. It's going to come through your own lens. So just trying not to judge it, just being in a sense of allowing to just whatever comes through. I think it's really helpful to write things down, but there are plenty of times that I just go in and I just listen. And I, as a caveat to, if you're having a really hard time doing this from like just it's my mind, realize too, on a psychological level, our conscious mind is so busy. It's what's focusing, it's that monkey part of us. But there's the subconscious mind that's observing so many things. It's that quiet wisdom that we all have, that when we have a chance to just kind of quiet down and like allow that to step forward, we do personally have amazing internal wisdom. That is really, in my opinion, your connection to your higher self is through that subconscious. That's that omnipotent awareness that is in human form. And so if you have too much trouble trying to connect to your team or your higher self, just be aware that your subconscious is an amazing thing. And so if that's an easier way to view it, but just allowing yourself the space to kind of be in that listening mind and see what comes through. Again, you can write it down, type it up. It can be really nice to go back and see what you had come through a week, a month, a year ago, just to see kind of what your growth is. But those are just a couple of different ways that I meditate, that I share with my clients, that I think are really helpful, especially when you don't necessarily resonate with the, sitting in lotus position for an hour, clearing your mind of nothing and transcending into a different space. Everybody is going to meditate a different way because we all have a different soul blueprint. And so what works for you is not necessarily going to work for another person. So stop comparing yourself to other people and just do what resonates. So I hope that was helpful. So grateful to have you guys here. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment. I love to see what you guys have to say. I always try and respond to those. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video.